out. It's been a little chilly here. We're over at the Grafenwoehr Elementary School, the 21st century school that is opening today on the corner of Gettysburg and Johnson here on Tower Barracks. And it's been a great day so far. We raised the flags, had all these smiling kids' faces out here. With me right now is a very special guest, Hollie, or Dr. Becker, here, who, tell us what your title is here at the school.
I'm the community superintendent.
The community superintendent.
Because our district office is located in Kaiserslautern. So I'm here in Graf, and so I oversee all 8 schools in Bavaria.
Wow, okay, so a lot of work,
But it's wonderful.
That's great.
Better in Bavaria.
It's always better in Bavaria. I hear that, Ansbach? No, I'm just kidding. Kidding. Ansbach's great too. I love Ansbach.
Me too. No shade to Ansbach.
No. But anyway, so we just opened this school here today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your role is here during this process of opening this school and how long this all took?
So it took a really long time. So I think the drawings happened around 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So the first design process, and so the groundbreaking was in 2018. So it's been a long road, and in ways that's been hard. Because you kind of feel like maybe it's never going to come. And then there are in ways that has been a real benefit because teachers got the time in our previous building to really try out some things and prepare for the instruction, prepare the kids for how it works when I don't just have one teacher, I have 2 or 3 teachers. And so we're flexibly grouping, we're switching groups, I have this teacher for now, and in a couple hours I get to have this teacher. And so it's really kind of this collaboration. And it's really special when you go inside and you observe the instruction. So I think in ways, having that amount of time, the teachers had lots of time to experiment and try things out. And so, this last year, it became real. Yeah. And then right before spring break, when the movers came in and things started getting boxed up, it just, it kind of became more surreal, like it's finally happening. Yes. And we just couldn't ask for a nicer building. It is just beautiful. There are just so many flexibility is really the hallmark of the design of the whole school, which I'm sure other people have talked about, but just there's lots of options. The world is our oyster, so however we want to do instruction, however instruction changes over time, we have really flexible spaces. A lot of the furniture is on wheels, and so and we know as we're sending kids into middle school and high school and then beyond, flexibility is one of the cornerstones that they need to be successful in life.
Yes.
And so
to adapt to these new environments that they're going to be going in.
Absolutely.
And continue.
Yeah. So that's really kind of the hallmark of the design. But we are so thankful. There have been so many. Hundreds and hundreds of people at the garrison level. All of the engineers and everyone that have been our partners and helped us get all of our permits and just getting us up today. We're just really, really thankful.
That's awesome. Yeah, the Army Corps of Engineers helped out here.
They did.
It was Engineers Week, I think it was a month or 2 ago. Shout out to Mr. Edwin Vasquez. Yes. He's also working out here with the Army Corps of Engineers.
Hard.
Yeah. But so you were speaking about how you guys have been preparing for this. Mm-hmm. The teachers have been getting ready, kind of like their NTC. And now this is their deployment.
Mm-hmm.
This is the day that they're arriving. They're hitting the beaches. This is where the kids show up, and they're all here together to accomplish a mission. And like you said, it could change over time, depending on how the curriculum evolves.
Right.
So what do you think is going to be one of the biggest, I guess you could say, challenges that teachers and students are going to face here?
I think growing into the space.
Okay.
Because there are so many options. I think at the beginning it can feel overwhelming. So it just lots of options. So I think it's going to take time, a year or 2, to grow into the space and take risks. And okay, let's try this grouping. Let's use this space. Let's set up a science experiment over here. And we'll try things. And of course, some things won't work.
Sure.
And that's the nature of it. And so we'll try again. And I think a lot of it too is getting the kids' input. Is this working for you? Are
you learning effectively?
Yes,
you think you're learning a lot this year?
Because they can tell us. They can absolutely tell us. And so I think as we just grow into the space is going to be the biggest work moving forward.
Sure. But then also with that innovation, there might be some changes, but then you also see the successes.
Absolutely.
The things that you think are really effective that you can really take forward to the new year coming up next year.
Absolutely.
We have their final quarter right now happening. What are some of the things you think that you are expecting to have to deal with specifically?
Well, I think just lots of support. And then just problem solving. We tried this and it didn't work, so then let's reimagine. So we can reimagine how this space works. We can reimagine how we set things up. We can reimagine how we share kids. And so I think just being kind of that sounding board of, okay, here's our issue, here's an obstacle we hit, and so how are we going to experiment and try to problem solve that? So I think, and that's the fun part. I mean, for me, that's gets you excited. We can try things out, get the kids involved, and then just we figure it out until it works, and then we try the next thing. So.
Yeah, finding new solutions is always fun. Getting into the nitty gritty of the details and being like, all right, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna rework this to make it work? But I mean, right now it seems like everybody's excited. Everybody's gonna be here for the same mission. I know that Colonel Kevin Poole was here earlier, USAG Bavaria Commander. How important is it for you to have that kind of support?
Oh, it's critical. I mean, he has been such a great partner. He has such a great and big personality too, so the kids are really drawn to him. His very magnetic personality. So and he's just a great partner. So he's constantly checking in. We have constant communication as we have any issues or obstacles or we need help with things. He's just such a great partner, and so is Lana. I'd love to do a shout out to Lana, our school liaison officer. She is an amazing resource for families and for us as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to us here on the Eagle, AFN Bavaria, the Eagle. We're excited to be out here, kicking off the school day. Yeah, kicking it off right with some good music and some good times and some smiling faces. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned here for AFN Bavaria, the Eagle. This is the Morning Scramble. We got a lot more information to kick at you from the Grafenwoehr Elementary School, 21st Century.